This year has been a year of a lot of changes and just a lot of adjustments. It's been a great year to spend time with family because things slowed down. I would say that's probably one of the biggest things. Time slowed down and we were able to kind of sit back and enjoy life a little bit.
How would I describe 2020? Well, it started out with a lot of excitement because it was 2020. It was seeing, everything clearly. Everyone was so excited for this year, and I was really excited for this year. Excited to get going in my real estate career, and all the things that were going to happen and all that I was going to learn. And then, there was this big word, pivot, this year, and I think that was a really good description for what we all had to do and what I had to do, and I had to do it several times. Initially I kind of had to stop in real estate and focus on my family and getting them situated in our new lifestyle. And then once we got that under control, then I was able to pivot again and focus back on me and my career. And it's actually been really great, and I've really enjoyed this year, and I'm excited for next year.
What was your best moment in 2020?
Probably the best thing, this is totally personal. So the best thing is probably when we were all quarantined and things slowed down a little bit. So our neighborhood, there's like 8 kids and there's 15 homes and everybody quarantined together, and we were in our own little bubble. And so the kids had like an old school summer. There was no summer camp, it was go outside and play. And so then all the parents, we were all out under our tree because it was hot. So we all sat out on the tree, under the tree, and we all got to know each other. And that was probably the best thing. And even though it's not that we're out of COVID, but we look back at oh my gosh, remember when we were all quarantined and we all just got to sit around and get, and talk all day long? That was great. So now we're even looking back on that as the good old days.
So for me and my family, our best moment in 2020 was the graduation of our oldest son, Ty. We're very grateful that his school had a graduation and that we were able to take a family trip to celebrate. And we're looking forward to hopefully doing that with our other son, Will, because he's a senior this year, and he'll hopefully have a graduation, and we'll take another family trip to celebrate.
What is the most fun thing you did in 2020?
We rented a cabin up in North Georgia in the mountains, and both my kids were there, and we just had a really long weekend and played games and went on hikes and cooked. It was just wonderful. It was so much fun.
The most fun thing my family did is, just because everything was so different, there's a place on the Panhandle in Florida that we love going, a particular beach, and we were able to go several times with my husband working virtually and me being able to do so much virtually as well. And it was nice to get away and be socially distanced there at the beach.
What is one thing you got better at this year?
So I would say probably one thing I got better at was my craft.
One thing I had to get better at this year was practicing patience.
Being positive no matter what. Waking up, showing up, being happy, not sweating the small stuff, being positive. Yes.
One word to describe 2020. Amazing.
Thankful.
Difficult.
Crazy.
Long.
Worry.
I would call it, I guess, unprecedented, and I love the saying that I'm really ready for precedented times. So it has been just a totally unique year, but it's been great to see how we've been blessed even in the midst of all the changes.
You know what one of my most favorite things I did this year was? We would go to Atlanta when we were on quarantine and no one could go anywhere or do anything. And so it was the best time to just go drive around and look at the city, and no one was out, no one was on the streets. And I would tell Noah, my son, I would tell him all of the time, you're never going to be able to come to the city and do this ever again. It's never going to be this quiet and just be able to get, I mean, it was 5 o'clock and there was nobody on the streets. Like, you could just get from one street to the other without getting out. So we were still quarantining. We were doing what we were supposed to be doing, but being in the car and just driving around and looking at the city and seeing all the places that you can't normally even enjoy or experience because normally you're gonna have to, normally it is too crowded. You're in too much traffic. It was very cool. That was one of the coolest things I think I experienced. That's free and we can do it, and it was awesome.
What is your, if you have one already, what is your New Year's resolution?
New Year's resolution, do what I say I'm gonna do, and be the best version of myself.
Well, it's funny because usually they break in the first month or two, but I repeatedly say to meet my real estate goals, to spend more time with family, but also to shed some pounds and make some more time for exercise.
What is one thing you are looking forward to in 2021?
Getting out of 2020.
One that we're just looking very forward to 2021. Looking forward to hopefully accommodating more clients and finding the right house, because that's been very tough, but also at the same time really trying to find some vacation time to spend with the family and friends.
What's one thing you would like to thank your clients for?
I would love to thank them for being patient through all the craziness that has happened this year, the changes, and for us to figure out how we can get the homes closed, sold, etc.